I'm back with another DIY video, and I'm super excited about this one because I've been wanting to do it for so long. I feel like I say that with all my DIYs, but specifically this one I have never done by myself, so it'll be my first time trying it while showing you guys how to do it. So if it doesn't come out that great, not my fault, but if it comes out good, then I'm definitely gonna sell it on my shop. And the strange thing about this DIY is I feel like a lot of guys have been doing it, and I haven't seen any girls doing it. And I'm gonna be showing you guys how to turn a regular blanket into a sweatshirt or a hoodie. And the best part about this DIY is so cheap to do. I literally went the other day to Savers and picked up like this vintagey looking rose blanket for only like $4.99. So let's get into this. This is the blanket that I bought at Savers. It's so pretty, and the best part is that it's reversible, so it's the same pattern but different colors. So I'm thinking about making the top reversible too. So I decided to use this sweatshirt because I like the structure of it, so I'm going to try and copy it to a pattern. And what you're gonna need is some paper, like big paper. I only have this one, so I'm just gonna like tape it together and like hope for the best. Honestly, if you're someone who can print out a pattern, I would suggest doing that because that's so much easier than making your own. Even though making your own is very easy, it's just like more unneeded work. So all I did was tape these papers together to make a big sheet of paper, and just ignore that. Some tape got stuck to it, but just, you know, ignore it. Oh, and the best part about doing this DIY is actually I got my nails done, so now you get to see like how pretty they are. Okay, getting back into the video, we're going to lay whatever pattern you want down on the paper flat. I'm gonna pen, you're literally just gonna trace around it. And the most complicated part is the sleeves. So I guess we'll start with that so that way I can explain it. So what you want to do is mark where it ends. Obviously you don't want to ruin the sweatshirt, so going like this and flipping it over. If you flip it over, it has a seam on the other side, and you're just gonna like mark where that seam kind of like ends, and then all you're gonna do is trace around it. This part you can like literally just make like a straight line going across. Shoulder seams are the same thing, it's literally just a straight line. And then do the same thing around the neckline. Personally I'm not gonna do a hood because making that pattern is probably gonna be so hard, so I think I'm just gonna like make a circle neckline. Okay, so to make this easy, I actually am only gonna do half the pattern, so I only traced half of the pattern here, and I'm gonna fold it and cut it out to do the other half. But right now I have to kind of like connect all these lines that I traced. Before I trace the pattern to the next side, I'm going to add the seam allowance. So your seam allowance can be anything you want. I'm going to do half an inch. If you're afraid of messing up, you should do an inch a seam allowance. Before I go to trace it onto the next side, I think I'm going to do the sleeves to make sure that the sleeves fit in with the armhole. Okay, now we're going to try and do the sleeve pattern, which I've never done, and it looks very complicated, so let's see how we're going to do this. So now we're going to do the sleeve pattern, and I put a whole new sheet under me, and when doing this, you want to make sure your sleeve seam is on the bottom, kind of like in the center, try and get it in the center, and if you feel around, your seam is here, and it goes around like this. So your seam is like a half circle. So I'm going to put my thumb where the seam is, flip it over, and mark. So I traced half of the cap sleeve, and what I'm going to do now is, this is the sleeve, I'm going to flip it over, measure half. This has 4.5 more inches, so I'm going to add 4.5 more inches here. So it's kind of going down like this, so it's probably going to continue to go down for like 4.5 more inches. Oh wait, I messed up. You have to add half of what this is to the other side. So we're gonna add 1.5 inches. Now I'm going to add seam allowance and flip it over and cut it. I just finished my patterns, and this is what they look like. As you can see, I traced it along here, folded it on this center line, and just cut it out. So this is why there's no markings on this side. And then this is the sleeve pattern, which I altered because I wanted to create a flare sleeve. The next step is the easiest step out of all of them, and you just place it on the blanket where you want and just cut it out, which is like the most fun because now you get to decide where you want to put it. So I think I'm going to use this edge of the blanket first. I finally cut out my pieces, and this is like the body part, and then this is like the other one, and this is what the sleeves look like. And the first thing I'm going to do is pin all of the sides together. That way I can sew them and then overlock them. Now this is just kind of like basic sewing. I'm just going to pin the shoulder seam and these side seams. And then afterwards stitch them up. And then for the sleeves, what you want to do is fold them, pin them along this edge, sew them, and then overlock them. Just this edge, not that one. Keep it open. Okay, so this is what it looks like when it's sewn together and overlocked. As you can see, I sewed it together and then overlocked it with white thread. So I overlocked these like I said before, and then I also overlocked this, and now we're just going to add the sleeves together. So the first seams you want to pin are these seams because they open up and they have a line here. You want them to meet up. Then you want to pin the folded part, because that's the top of your sleeve, to the top of the shoulder. If it's much easier, definitely pin the whole sleeve in before sewing it. This is a sweatshirt and it came out so much better than what I thought it would come out. I mean, I love the little frillies that I put on the sleeves and also the bottom. And it's kind of like a vintagey hippie vibe. And I know you guys saw that I was trying to make a bell sleeve. Well, I didn't make the sleeve big enough, but it still came out like really, really cute. And the best part about this sweatshirt is that it's reversible, so you can wear it the other way around too. So this is what the other side looks like, and I love this. I love the colors. Since it came out good, I'm selling it on my shop, so definitely go check it out if you want this sweatshirt. And let me know if I should make more of these, because I'm kind of obsessed now. I feel like I'm going to be making these all the time. And if you like this video, definitely like and subscribe to see more from me, and put on the notification bell to know when I post, because I do not post often, but when I do, you do want to stay updated with my DIYs and fashion inspo.